Another really important thing that I didn't do in the beginning, but I feel is so key is if you have an idea and you have a business, um, don't be shy about telling other people because they don't know. And so if they don't know, they can't support you, they can't frequent your business. So, if you're out and about and you meet people, absolutely say, I have a cookie business or I have a whatever, or did you know I do this? Maybe they aren't interested, but what if they are? And so definitely absolutely toot your own horn, put yourself out there, and let people know that you're there so they can find you.
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a keynote speaker and the host of this Take the Doughnut interview. I'm here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. So I'm a motivational keynote speaker, but today I'm bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Hilary Gudgel, who is the founder of the Cookie Studio LA in Los Angeles, California. Welcome, Hilary.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk with you. I thought donuts and cookies, what could be a better combination? But let me throw this question over to you. I normally ask, what's your favorite donut? I'm going to ask that here, but I'm also going to give you an add-on. Also, what's your favorite cookie?
Oh, okay. Well, my favorite donut is absolutely chocolate. Lifelong chocolate donut lover. Um, And my favorite cookie, I have made thousands of cookies, but one of my favorites actually is to make cookies that look like donuts. So that works out.
You're talking to the right person. Sorry.
Absolutely.
I love this idea. Let's make it happen. Well, I said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Okay, well, I live here in LA with my husband. I have two kids. One just recently graduated from college, and the other one's a senior in high school. So almost an empty nester. Um, I always joke that since my kids are grown up, I have a new baby and it's cookies. Um, yeah, what else? I just here I am in my cookie world. That's kind of the whole story.
Yeah, actually, since tell us what your business does, because if somebody were to look through your social media like Instagram, they'd see a lot of beautiful cookies. But what does your business actually do? Let's put it in context.
Okay, that is such a great question. So essentially, the way I describe it is if it's related to cookies, we can dream it up together, we'll make it happen. So a big portion of my business is creating custom decorated cookies for people and for basically any event or occasion. And beyond that, I teach cookie decorating classes here in my studio, also at offsite and events. And then I will travel and teach classes as well. So um, just the bulk of it is custom cookies and teaching other people how to make decorated cookies.
That's right, everybody. That's why I had her say it, because you can do this. So that's really fun to hear about, Hillary. Let me just hit the reset button for those who've never seen a Take the Donut interview before, so they have some way to make sense of what we're doing here. So my this program is called Take the Donut. These are interviews about going after opportunity in life. For me, Take the Donut is another way to say carpe diem. It's all about going after what you want. And it comes from this very strange thing that happened to me in college where I left a literal real donut on a table, but it became almost immediately an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave opportunities behind. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take the donut instead of leave it on the table, hence the theme. So this conversation is actually all about going after opportunities, going after goals, and what does that actually look like, practically speaking, when we go to do it? So, Hillary, let me ask you this question. How are you with going after goals? What's that process like for you?
I'm it's how do I say? I'm good at it. I basically am a person who if I set my mind to something, whatever that might be, I am going to be tenacious about it until it happens. So, if I say that I'm going to run a marathon, I'm going to run that marathon. If I say that I'm going to open a cookie shop, I'm going to open a cookie shop,
Hmm. So you've got a
but
very
oh,
focused approach to it.
yes, but I also am a believer in setting small goals within a larger goal because it makes it more manageable. So it might feel daunting if you say to yourself, I'm going to open a cookie shop. So maybe instead, you start out with a small goal that you're going to do. And then when you reach that goal, you set another one and so on and so forth. Just sort of getting yourself to whatever that end goal may be.
Okay, perfect. Now, from what you just said, I don't sense that motivation is at all difficult for you. It seems like you're very self-motivated. But when you have a really big goal, something that's going to take a lot of time or a lot of effort or a lot of skill building, what does keep you motivated in that process, including in moments where maybe your motivation does flag a little bit?
Um, So it really depends on what it is that I'm going after. At times it can be just as simple as that I said that I was going to do it and now I feel that I must. Um, but when we're speaking about my cookie business, what a lot of what keeps me motivated, there's two things. One is just the people. So I do this, it is my job. It's a very full-time job. But I also do it because it brings me joy to give other people happiness and joy. And so when you are, creating and there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but then when I give the person the item that they have ordered, it just feels really nice to see the happiness that you're providing. And then, I also work for other loves that I have in my life. So that keeps me motivated. That I know that if I'm working hard toward an outside goal, um, then I can, even on a hard day, I might say, but I'm working toward this thing that I really want to do.
Hmm. Okay. So there's like kind of tiers with it. Like a lot of times there's a bigger reason for what you're going after.
I mean, overall in this business, I might wake up one day and say, I don't love doing this anymore, in which case then I would not. I would find another way. But ultimately, I love that joy that making cookies and teaching cookie decorating um, provides to myself and to my customers,
Hmm.
students.
Beautifully said. Well, okay, so that's what keeps you motivated. When you have a goal, when any of us have goals that we're moving towards, most of the time obstacles come in our way. It's not always smooth sailing. So for you, is there a specific brand of challenge that just comes up over and over again? Like no matter what arena of your life, what you're going for, you're probably going to see this challenge come up. What is it for you?
Okay, so that's a good question. A couple different things, one of which is a somewhat of a little bit of a constant battle where anytime, not anytime, but a lot of times when you're in a creative field like this, but I'm also alone a lot. So I'm kind of battling myself. It's sort of and maybe a imposter syndrome, or does anybody seeing this? Does anybody want this? Am I doing this well enough? So just reminding myself that um, maybe doesn't really matter how much engagement I'm getting on social media when people are still walking in the door and signing up for classes or ordering cookies. But when you have those slow times, sometimes you have to battle over your own mind, trying to make you think that, oh, maybe nobody wants this anymore, that type of thing. Because like in any business, there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Um, and so just trying to remind myself to actually enjoy those downtimes because it will get busy again. And then not be so hard on myself. I think that I am definitely my own worst critic. So that can absolutely get in the way.
Hmm.
Yes.
Very relatable. I think that's just something I can certainly relate to anyway, and maybe others as well. When you think back on your life, and this could be a personal or professional answer, what would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken? Biggest thing you've said yes to or opportunity?
Um, on a personal note, probably my family, just having deciding to, you know, get married and have a family. And that's been, because taking the donut is taking opportunity, and it's been the opportunity of a lifetime that I have loved and enjoyed. But professionally, absolutely starting this business has been, and because within that, there have been so many other opportunities that have arisen that I never would have dreamed would happen. Um, and had I not taken this donut, this very pink donut, then those other doors would not have opened. And it's just it's allowed me to um, push myself further than I thought that I ever would, and to dream up other possibilities that I never would have thought I could do. And not to mention all the wonderful people that I've met through it. So definitely, I would say this business.
Beautifully said. And what's a donut that you're taking right now? What's in progress?
Well, gosh, honestly, there's so many all the time. I mean, I've just finished a huge order. So anytime I take a really big order for a client, that's definitely taking an opportunity. Likewise, if I say no, then I'm leaving that donut or cookie, if you will, on the table. But and then coming forward, so now we're entering my busiest time of the year. So it's going to be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah. So there'll be a lot of opportunities, a lot of events, pop-up shops, stuff like that. But then further out on the horizon, I will be teaching remotely at an event called Cookie Con, which I teach at every year. So I'll be starting to prepare for that coming up.
Mm.
Yeah, so I have decided that I would like to put together a book. Um, and this is something that in my wildest dreams I never would have thought that I would ever think to do. But this journey has brought me there. And the idea would be to create a book that combines beautiful cookie art with some how-to and some recipes that people could follow along with at home. So that is a project that I have kind of in the works on the side, and that I'm pretty excited about.
Okay, so many things on the horizon for you. There are probably people who are listening to this right now who have a donut of their own that they want to take. And it could be that that's still an idea for them, or it could be that they've started on the way there. They're looking for some motivation to keep going. So let's sprinkle some encouragement. And what would you say to those people?
So I want to say so many things about this because I feel it's so important. But before I do, I would also like to say that I sort of started this business accidentally. It was a happy accident. I never said to myself, I'm going to start a cookie company. It happened sort of accidentally, and I started making these, just if you will, I'll briefly tell this. I decided that I wanted to try this cookie decorating thing. I hadn't really done it, and I decided that I wanted to be good at it. And so then I started sharing these cookies with people who then in turn wanted to start purchasing them. So that's sort of how this all got started about 7.5, 8 years ago. But in doing so, I realized very quickly if people wanted to purchase them, I needed to have a legitimate business. And so I would say that um, starting the actual business and becoming legal and getting my permits and everything was very challenging. And one of the things that I told myself during that process was if I get successful and I make this happen and anyone ever wants help, then I'm going to help. I don't want to be a gatekeeper. I want other people to succeed. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is there's absolutely room for you, whoever you are, whatever your ideas are. There's so many people out there. We all have our own point of view, and there's somebody else out there whose point of view matches ours. So even if there's other cookie people around or whatever it is that you're excited about, there's room for you and your way that you're doing it. So that's really important to me that I said that I, always want to share that. And then in turn to help other people. because that's what we should do. We should lift other people up and try to help them be successful. Feel like if we do that, then in turn we're more successful. So that, and then what else? Another really important thing that I didn't do in the beginning, but I feel is so key is if you have an idea and you have a business, um, don't be shy about telling other people because they don't know. And so if they don't know, they can't support you, they can't frequent your business. So, if you're out and about and you meet people, absolutely say, I have a cookie business or I have a whatever, or did you know I do this? Maybe they aren't interested, but what if they are? And so definitely, absolutely toot your own horn, put yourself out there, and let people know that you're there so they can find you.
So well said. I've talked with a lot of small business owners in my day, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable to do that. And they fear the expression tooting your own horn. And like the way you put it doesn't really sound like it has to be that. It's just saying, do you know that I do this? And yeah, you never know who's going to care and who's going to be interested about that until you say it.
Absolutely true. It's absolutely. And um, I just I started doing that the last few years, and it's definitely helped me get myself out there further because as we all know, if you're out there on the internet or social media channels, you don't really know who's seeing you. You don't know whether that algorithm is putting you in front of them. So you got to put you in front of them, and the best way to do that is your own self in person. And at
Yeah.
least that's been my opinion. And I think if you're cheerful about something and you're excited about it, then other people will be too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautifully said. And I bet a lot of people need to hear that right now. So thank you for sharing that. So for those who want to follow you on your journey, where can they find you? What link should I put in the description?
So I have a few different ones. My custom cookies are everything, and that's I post most of my recent projects on there on Instagram. And then I also have the Cookie Studio LA, which is also my website, and that's where I list my classes and events that are happening, and then other recent work as well. So.
Awesome. Well, everybody be sure to check out those resources. I'll put some links in the description to make it easy. And if you liked hearing Hilary's story, be sure to like and subscribe on this video because there's so many inspirational interviews that are still to come every week. But in the meantime, Hilary, thank you so much for taking some time and sharing your wisdom, sharing your thoughts about your process and what taking the donut is like for you.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you.
And to everybody who's watching this, go out there, get inspiration and get donuts. Bye, everyone.